Was fatherhood a role you always wanted to embrace?
It was not. As an adoptee, I struggled with the idea of reproducing and what that would be like. I hadn't quite, well, I'm still not quite, in touch with, myself as it pertains to the biological roots that I lost. So as a young person, I always imagined that I would adopt other children because I had that in common with them, and I thought that I would be in a unique position to help a foster child or to adopt a child. So no, it wasn't until I had my first child at 21 that I really embraced the idea that I was a father, this was my child, and that I could do that, and I wanted to be the best father I could be because I did have the best father I could have.
And I think you kind of touched on it, but is it what you expected, father, being a
No,
father?
no. My experience as a father is nothing like what my father experienced. Some of that is good, some of it's bad. Ultimately, I just look at it as different. The struggles I've had in terms of being a father and maintaining a relationship with my children hasn't been the same as my father. So I certainly envy, what he had in terms of that. But yeah, no, it wasn't what I expected, but it's certainly as wonderful as I wanted it to be. But it's a lot different.
Okay, what is the most rewarding part of fatherhood, and what would you say is the most challenging?
Ooh. I think just the development in my kids, seeing them learn something for the first time or experiencing something for the first time or seeing that light come on when they've been confused and they finally get something or understand something that they didn't understand before. Yeah, just seeing the joy on them. Like my daughter is entering school and every day, it's something huge that she's learned. And so I think that's the biggest part for me with the little ones. It's just seeing everything new to them and getting to see them blossom.
Okay, and what have you found to be the most challenging?
Uh, I'll be totally candid with you. The biggest struggle I've had is being able to parent one child and have an impediment to having the same parent-child relationship with another child that's out there. Because you're having the joys, you're having the highs with the child that's in your life, and you want to have those same things with the other children. And so that is something that it's a duality there. I am a father, and I've been told I'm a pretty good father, but then there's some women in particular that would tell you I'm not, and for their own reasons they've chosen to put an impediment in between me and my kids, the boys in particular.
Okay. Who inspired you to be the father you are now, and how?
That's definitely my dad. The inspiration really just comes from seeing him in the long term and seeing him in good ways and in bad ways, and then just some of the things that are just indifferent. That I've seen the good, the bad, and the indifferent in him and in his walk in life and his walk in his spirituality and his development, as a professional, as a father, as a minister himself. And so seeing all of the ebb and flow of his life and the challenges that he faced, the wins that he won and the losses as well, and they inspire me, to ascend to those heights and higher and to avoid some of those pitfalls. But I think the biggest thing that I learned from my father was that he had a lot of respect for other men. And that was a big thing, a lot of men, talk about a code. And we as amongst men, we should have a code. But some of these younger guys, they don't hear that. They're not aware of that. And so when I think about what my father instilled in me in terms of respecting the next man and appreciating the next man, I always draw on those things.
Okay, and I keep hearing the reoccurring theme of respect. So I know that's important. This is off the sidebar. No, it leads into the next question. So respect sounds like you will be able to incorporate it with your 22-year-old, right?
Yeah.
How do you think he has incorporated that as an adult in life?
That relationship is actually strong.
Okay.
And so what I've noticed in our limited interactions, he doesn't have the same respect for other men and for me as his father. He's very angry, and not in a productive way, not in a way that can be filtered and expressed in a decent way. And so it's greatly lacking in him the type of respect that I would have wanted to instill in him.
And what would you feel like would it take to have that ability to repair that or repair that connection and maybe still guide him in a direction of respect? Or do you think all is lost? Like, is it too late? Do you believe it's too late?
I believe it's a matter of time. I tell people all the time, there is no difference in the bond that a child has with their mother versus what they have with their father. The primary difference is the time that's spent, the quantitative value of that time and the qualitative value that is spent. And that is something that's focused on by women and society for women and the child. And it's overlooked in a lot of instances for the father-child relationship. And so just as you would build a strong bond with a child with the time and those experiences and the time spent, I think that can be repaired and rekindled if the energy is there. If the energy is spent, if the time is spent, I do believe that can be overcome. It takes a willingness and a lot of time and energy.
Okay. So, is there anything else you would like to incorporate in your children's lives? And that's the younger ones and even the adult child's life. That you could feel that you need help with, or that you could just, there's something that you can develop over time within yourself to make sure that they become well-rounded individuals in a society?
I'm a big music person, big music consumer, as well as a singer myself, and so I certainly would like to share that artistic form. But I would also like to, cultivate whatever artistic passions they may have.
Mm-hmm.
And so having that in common is something that I look forward, to having and to experiencing with my children. And I look at that as the opportunity for a young person to explore their inner selves, while they're learning academics, that is something that's very structured. But arts allows them to, really just explore new horizons.
Okay. And I'm glad you said with that to the end about the music and the song. If you had a song that so far that can chronicle, if you can think of the first song that come to your mind when it comes to fatherhood, and just your interaction with either other fathers, is there a song that come to mind? And like a
Stevie Wonder's "Isn't She Lovely?"
for fathers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he is talking about the birth of his daughter Aisha.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I heard of that. I heard of that.
Describing
Okay.
So I certainly can identify with that, and it plays in my head a lot when I'm with my daughter, and I'm kind of thinking and channeling Stevie, and what he may have been experiencing that made him write that song.
So can we just get a couple of lines of "Isn't She Lovely"? I'm glad you said it. No, I'm saying the thing is that I thought of this because, like I said, I ain't heard you sing since Curtis' funeral. So, and I have to edit that out. But